That man, that young man, I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. Let that miracle that was Charlie's life be your turning point as well. Choose prayer, choose courage, choose beauty, choose adventure, choose family, choose a life of faith. Most importantly, choose Christ.
That was Erika Kirk, a truly extraordinary display of grace and compassion. She forgave the suspect in her husband's assassination because that's what Charlie would want, what Jesus Christ would do. One of the most beautiful, heartbreaking statements anyone has ever seen. The stadium was packed to the ceiling to commemorate Charlie Kirk. Erika reached out beyond the stadium and personally connected to change hearts and minds here in America and around the world. Joining us now for reaction, the host of My View with Lara Trump on Fox News, Lara Trump. Lara, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate having you back on our show. You were at Charlie Kirk's memorial. You were there. What was it like? How did you feel when you heard Erika forgive the suspect?
I have to tell you, it was impossible to take your eyes away from the stage when she was speaking. There were so many incredible speakers there yesterday. Of course, we had the vice president, we had the president, we had so many members of the cabinet, we had so many members from Turning Point. When Erika Kirk got on stage, you could have heard a pin drop in that arena that held almost 100,000 people. That moment in particular, I don't think, Liz, we've ever seen anything like that on national television. I thought it was absolutely incredible. What grace, what poise she showed, and what a true follower of Christ she is. And I believe that Charlie would have been so proud of that moment. I think to so many of us, we were awestruck. And the juxtaposition between what you saw yesterday in that arena, and especially when Erika spoke, you contrast that with what these people on the left are doing, with what so many in the Democrat Party are doing. The 58 Democrats who wouldn't vote for this resolution to honor Charlie Kirk, the 38 of them who voted present, they didn't even have the guts to vote no on it. They wouldn't even vote no, they just voted present. It shows you the differences in these two parties. And I don't think any person could have watched that yesterday and not been moved. And I thought it was really important what my brother-in-law Don said during his speech. He said, this party is open to everyone. If you're a person who believes in this country, if you believe in family, if you believe in faith, this is the party for you. It is so important for us to point out how differently the right and the left respond in moments of crisis. This was a beautiful tribute to Charlie yesterday. Nothing burned, no protests, no riots. It was just beauty and prayer and faith, and what an honor to be there.
Yeah, and you know, we've been covering this, Lara, right? And so we've heard even people like Bill Maher say that the people on the right are more open to debate. They're more tolerant of debate, not the far left. And, you know, if you disagree with Charlie, he was open to debating you and not shutting you down. What do you make of this, too, that the White House on Elon Musk tweeting out, this is for Charlie, in response to their reuniting at the memorial? This sounds like a time of healing and people open to healing, that this is what Charlie and Erika are bringing.
Yeah, I was sitting right behind those two men there yesterday in that very moment. I thought it was beautiful, and I thought that, you know, I think this is what we want to see more of. We want to see people coming together. We want to see any rifts and divisions healed. That's how we're going to move forward as a country. This is also something Charlie would have wanted to see, and I know he wanted to see these two men kind of come back together. And that's exactly what we all felt there yesterday. You know, there was no time for any petty differences. This was a moment for Charlie. This was a moment to come together and remember the important stuff. You know, this is there's a man who will never be on this earth again, Charlie Kirk, who touched so many of us, who, you know, you had hundreds of thousands of people come out to try to get into this memorial yesterday. they couldn't even all get in, Liz.
Yeah,
that
it
just
was
shows
packed
you
to
the
the
power
ceiling.
he had. So
really powerful
so
stuff.
it was a beautiful moment. I love to see it, and I think a lot of America loved to see those two men coming back together.
Let's get your reaction to President Trump's thoughts here, and also remarks from top White House official Stephen Miller. Listen to this.
He was violently killed because he spoke for freedom and justice, for God and country, for reason and for common sense. He was assassinated because he lived bravely, he led boldly, and he argued brilliantly without apology. That's why I will soon award Charlie the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Erika stands on the shoulders of thousands of years of warriors, of women who raised up families, raised up city, raised up industry, raised up civilization, who pulled us out of the caves and the darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. And to those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness, you are jealousy, you are envy, you are hatred. You are nothing. You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal. You have immortalized Charlie Kirk. And now millions will carry on his legacy.
Your reaction when you heard that, Lara, what was it like?
Very powerful, and I do think it feels like a good versus evil fight right now. I loved the fact that the president talked about awarding the Medal of Freedom to Charlie Kirk, and I think what we all can come away from that entire memorial, this entire situation with Liz, is the fact that, look, Charlie would never have wanted any of us to cower. He was killed because he was speaking his mind. He was killed because he was using his First Amendment rights, and people disagreed with him. We have to double down on what he started. We cannot be afraid. We cannot be scared to go out and voice our opinions. We have to be louder and stronger in everything now in the wake of all of this. That is exactly what he would hope we would all do.
Thank you so much, Lara Trump. Great to have you back on the show. We appreciate you so much and listening to you.